What's going on? Hope you're all doing well out there. I posted a video a couple weeks ago where I climbed a mountain and I met a family from Texas. And then I got quite a few questions about what the ladies said to me. And it starts off the video. If you haven't seen it, I will leave a link at the end of this one. But I can't remember what they say first, but they do say boomer sooner, hook 'em horns.
Hook 'em. Boomer sooner.
I'm gonna have to edit that out. And then I also want to talk about Roll Tide. So off camera, I talked to them about being a graduate of the University of Alabama. So let's talk about Roll Tide first. The University of Alabama, they are called the Crimson Tide. You know, just like every sports team has a nickname. I don't know if it's the same for football, or for soccer. But like in the United States, where I live, the New England Patriots are popular. You may have heard of the New York Yankees. Well, where I went to school, it was the Alabama Crimson Tide. So it has something to do with water. Crimson is a color that's almost like red. So when we want our team to do well, we say Roll Tide. We want the Tide to do well. We want them to roll over their opponents. And a lot of times when I'm wearing something Alabama related, or even my car, the license plate on my car is Roll Tide. So, and I have a crimson car. It's kind of red. So when people see me and they like Alabama, I will get a Roll Tide. People will say that to me. I'm like, all right, you and I like the same team. So that's one. And so off camera, I talked to them about being from the University of Alabama. And one of the daughters went to Texas, which my team, the Alabama Crimson Tide, played this past Saturday, and we lost. We lost to Texas. Now they do this thing called hook 'em horns. Hook 'em horns. University of Texas, they are called the Longhorns. And I'll put a picture up of what a longhorn is, but it's like a bull. It's like a male cow with really big horns. And so when they want their team to do well, they say hook 'em horns. It's like their team's going to do well, maybe beat the other team, which they certainly did to my team this past week. Still hurts. And then the other, the sister, she went to the University of Oklahoma. And they say Boomer Sooners. So the Oklahoma team, they're called the Oklahoma Sooners. And when they want their team to do well, you might hear them say Boomer Sooner. All right, I had to look this up because I really don't know what Boomers and Sooners are, but it has something to do with the history of Oklahoma. So Oklahoma was like the 48th state, I believe. It's right in the middle of the country, and it was the last state of the 48 states, not Alaska and Hawaii. But you might hear the lower 48, or you may hear, big word in English, the contiguous 48, all the 48 states that are connected. So Oklahoma was the last one of those territories to become a state. And for a long time in this country, if you were Native American or Indian, you could have been forced off your land. You would have to move off your land and go to what was called Indian territory. And that is what Oklahoma is today. So for, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 years, it was just a place where Native Americans could go. But settlers, basically white people, wanted to take over that land. So let me read this. I think it's the Boomers that did this. Okay, the people who campaigned for opening Oklahoma land to white settlers were called Boomers. Okay, so if Oklahoma was only for Native Americans, Boomers went into Oklahoma and tried to take over the land. They might build a house on the land, like kind of, kicking out Native Americans. And then the Sooners, sounds like almost the same thing, but they illegally came into Oklahoma to take land. So they're basically the same thing. I think just different periods of time. So Boomer Sooners, they're both pretty much thieves. So hopefully that helps. It's really confusing. If anybody wants me to do a video on college football or something, I love it. I watch it every weekend during the season, so I know quite a bit about it. There's University of Alabama, our biggest rival, our biggest enemy, like the school that we hate the most, I guess, called Auburn Tigers, in Auburn, Alabama. And they say War Eagle when they want their team to do well, even though they're Eagles. No, sorry, they're Tigers. The Auburn Tigers, but they say War Eagle. It's kind of confusing. All right, see you later.